Thinking is different than all other human activities. In this video, we will compare thought with feeling. I observe a tree at the same moment it enters the horizon of my experience. Thinking is different. I am not observing a thought the moment it enters my experience. For example, while I am observing a tree, the tree kindles my thought, which then enters my experience. It is the tree I am observing and not the thought. Someone might object that what I have noted here about thinking is equally true of feeling. I observe a tree the moment it enters the horizon of my experience. While I am still observing the tree, thought is kindled. Also, while I am still observing the tree, feeling is kindled. For example, a feeling of pleasure is kindled by the tree, and it is this tree I am observing, not the feeling of pleasure. This objection that feeling is the same as thinking does not hold, because a concept established by thinking is related to what is observed in a completely different way than a feeling of pleasure is. I am definitely aware that a concept of a thing is formed by my activity, while pleasure just happens to me. The conceptual process is dependent on my active involvement for it to take place. Pleasure is aroused by an object in the same way as a change is caused in an object by a rock falling on it. While passively observing an event, a feeling happens to me in the same way as the event is happening. A pleasure is given in exactly the same way as the event that causes it. It is not the same with concepts. I can ask, why does this event arouse a feeling of pleasure in me or a feeling of pain? A person often does not understand why certain feelings are happening to them. They cannot explain why they feel a certain way. But I certainly cannot ask why an event calls up a certain set of concepts in me. The question would simply make no sense. I know exactly why a billiard game calls up a certain set of concepts. When I am reflecting about an event, I am not concerned with how it affects me. I am just interested in learning about the event. I learn nothing at all about myself by knowing the concepts that correspond to the observed change in a pane of glass caused by a rock thrown against it. With thinking, I learn about the event. Feelings are different than thinking. With my feelings, I do not learn about the event. I learn about my personality instead. I learn a great deal about my personality when I know the feeling that an event arouses in me. If I say of an observed object, "This is a rose," I say absolutely nothing about myself. But if I say of the rose, "It gives me a feeling of pleasure," I characterize not only the rose, but also myself in my relationship to the rose.